ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. And today we're just continuing with topic 1, that is asset versus liability. Earlier in the channel, we highlighted some core philosophy of money, and it included mindset, discipline, and personal development. So today we're just going to emphasize basically on our mindset. So our money management behavior is somehow wanting because in the lower cadre, the people living at the lower cadre have different money habits as opposed to the supposed rich family or rich people. So today we have to highlight some things which we have to do in order to become financially independent and to obtain financial freedom. So, number 1, we have to think like business people or investors. This is simply that don't think like small business people or employees, because employees are the people who receive more punishment from the government in form of taxes than any other person in the economy. Also, we have to improve on our mindset, because remember, the single most important tool in wealth creation is our mindset. How? By training it, we can acquire what we want. Something also to mention is we have to think about tax laws. For us to modify and to improve on our wealth creation, to maximize our profits, we have to think about how to minimize our taxes. Because the rich people don't maximize their taxes, they minimize it. So in order for you to acquire profits, you have to identify which tax and how to minimize it. Another thing is you have to believe in your mindset. You have to be financially free. You have to be creative in what you do. Because so many people tend to have businesses nowadays, but they are oblivious to the fact that now the artificial intelligence or the technology is evolving. We have so many ideas regarding business information and business ideas. So for us to generate important business ideas, we have to also to factor in technology as one of the main proponents of our idea to come alive. Remember, don't avoid risks, because risks are things which help us see the loopholes and also help us to acknowledge the fact that the business may endure some obstacles or not. So risk is part of failure. Failure is part of learning. So in business, remember the traditional business studies we were taught in school is that risks are dangerous. Failures are dangerous. There's no reward for failure. But in this financial literacy, I'm telling you, failure is part of learning. You have to fail in order to revamp yourself, to see what other people didn't see. In order for you to take a big step, you have to fail first. There is no single business which you start without failing. you have to take risks, because risks will catapult you to the next level. Yeah? In order for you to hit a big deal business jackpot, you need to take risks. Yeah? There's no time for dilly-dally. Financial management. The rich tend to manage their finances in such a way that the poor and the middle class don't. This is how. The rich usually purchase assets like real estate, like banks, passive income. Whereas middle people usually purchase liabilities in thinking that they are assets. But here is the truth. The poor people, and they are the majority, usually purchases expenses thinking they are assets. And in that circle, the rich usually becomes richer because assets will always appreciate. Yeah? But the poor and the middle class, they spend more on what they don't want, thinking that they want. So we have to identify these channels so as to get the absolute information on how to deal and tackle them, so as to curb the misinformation we have in our society. Yeah? Because many business people, business owners, most of the small business owners, most of them, we have them in our community. Yeah? But they tend to live the same way as the poor people do, because there is no a proper financial education they have. Yeah? They were never taught about financial statements. They don't know financial statements. Yeah? Even if they know, they can't implement because they don't know how. And remember, if you don't know how, you don't have the know-how, you cannot implement it. Yeah? So the misinformation and misconception in our society is you have to go to school, you have to enroll in the university and then get a job. Afterwards, you will become employed. Remember, in order for you to become to have the financial freedom, you don't have to be employed. Employ yourself. And the best way to do it is by training your mind on how to approach it. Because the system of education, the traditional system of education, teaches us on how to become slaves, not masters. And I support it because the system of education here, after graduating, you look for a job, for employment. Then you have to be punctual. You have to do everything the system wants for you in order to be employed. So I challenge it because the system doesn't teach us how to become masters, how to master our time also, how to improve our money management skills. So in this channel, we will talk about this in a broad and lengthy manner for us to understand it deeper and to implement it wisely. So, thank you for listening. Remember to subscribe, hit the like button, and God willing, we are going to generate more videos to help us all together avoid the rat race and become financially abundant. Thank you so much.